First up is Jendi Reiter. And Jendi, yes, I've changed the alphabet around, I know, don't worry. Jendi, where's your intro? I could probably say a lot about her without even looking at this, because I know Jendi. Here we go. Her first book, A Talent for Sadness, was published in 2003 by Turning Point Books. Her poetry chapbook, Swallow, won the 2008 Flip Kelly Poetry and was published in 2009 by Amsterdam Press. She is the editor of winningwriters.com, an online guide to over 750 literary contests. If you are not on that email list, you should definitely get on it. It's a wonderful, wonderful site. A must, true. Please welcome Jendi Reiter. Hi, thanks so much. If you need to know anything about Winning Writers, ask Adam, who is videotaping here. He is the other half of Winning Writers and can sign you up for a subscription. So I'm going to start with a couple of short poems from my new chapbook, Swallow, which is on sale for $8, and there's postcards over there for ordering information. This poem is called Wolf Whistles. We're all trying not to think about sex or cake. That bitter word hurled from a car. A moment ago, you felt pretty, trying not to hammer the nail into anything but the board. Hard hat men sucking on coffee, women with their hands down their throats like a magician pulling a 10-foot rope out of a bottle. It seems to go on forever, monotonous intestine. We're trying cold baths and grapefruits, another route around the tar someone's grateful to be laying down, saying, throw me in the briar patch, come on, do. What a great distraction brambles are. Rubbing and rubbing the saw against the wood. What wound is he favoring as his whistle strips you like paint? We're smashing pies into our faces. We're cutting open our skins, the better to eat. This next poem I wrote when I was at Wheaton College last spring, an evangelical college that has an annual theology conference, and I'm kind of a theology junkie. And they were talking about the redemption of creation. Folks at Wheaton are generally pretty conservative about the salvation of non-Christians. Most of you are probably going to hell. So I was somewhat upset about that and was just musing about the pros and cons of that worldview. This poem is called Save the Trees, and it begins with an epigraph from Romans, the Epistle to the Romans. We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Romans 8:22. Pluming in brief white petals, it too intends. Slim green-patched trunk, roots veining under bricks underfoot. City props, round beds of welcome pansies. No, not stage, backdrop of our rush. See but once the upward spreading molecular praise of wood. When those famous apes nibbled and fell, wood fell. Crone face dried in the fruit, man's foot on mouse's tail, baby ants in the torn gut of the dog. Along the sunset trail, birches groan in winter wind, doors of an empty house, swept clean to wait for. Not alone are black traces, mud lines of wheels, like erased, forbidden words. Who, the owl, who, in the trees, his only sermon? Now the bull speaks in lowered horn. The sea's dumb ardor licks the breath from our lips. Wood is for the axe, the pen to set aglow. Drawn round our book, we recognize each other. Language is our lost wood. A headlong squirrel chitters outside the summer heat of pews. Will the maple and the flea be saved, but not unbelievers? Who? And I'd like to close with the poem that Laura is kind enough to publish in Naugatuck. So, how are we in this? Very alphabetical? Or? Oh, here it is. All right. Okay. Unlike many feminists, I am a Barbie fanatic, or at least I will admit to being a Barbie fanatic. And this is a tribute to someone who turned 50 last year, namely Barbie. Not me, yet. Barbie at 50. Her little girls no longer bite their nails. The stubby hands that undressed her have moved on to trouser buttons. Pink polish bitten to the quick, or younger still, drawn on with purple marker. Now French tips and a diamond, or later an untanned line where the ring used to be. Barbie knows the world by hands and feet. Her own are forever arched for heels, hot pink, one sandal and one pump. Barbie's been buried in the sand beside mother's toes, splayed in flip-flops, chunky, piglet, barefoot girls who dunked her in a bucket, drew on her nipples, cut and stroked her hair. Head down in seawater, she could have told them that midlife nirvana doesn't need a plane ticket. Barbie's naked as the widows floating in the Ganges. She wasn't there when Ken died. A lady of her age steers clear of most events involving small boys and firecrackers. Pink is the color of mourning for Barbie, who wore it on every occasion when there was someone to dress her. Plump hands brush pink on line and powdered cheeks. Barbie is carried out in a box. Hands turn over tags, hunting garage sale bargains. Nude, she lies back on the picnic table, points her inked-on breasts to the sky. Thank you very much.